Did you know that the oldest evidence of Homo sapiens isn't in Europe or Asia, but in Africa? Prepare to have your understanding of history completely rewritten. This is History Q&A Trivia, and today we're diving deep into the often overlooked history of Africa. Forget the stereotypes you've heard. We're journeying back millions of years, uncovering ancient civilizations, and exploring stories of innovation and resistance that will leave you speechless. Our story begins not in some mythical garden, but in the real, tangible heart of Africa. Specifically, Jebel Irhoud, Morocco. Why is this place important? Because it's here that archaeologists unearthed fossil evidence dating back roughly 315,000 years, making it the oldest known Homo sapiens fossil ever discovered. This discovery shattered the long-held belief that humanity originated from a single location, suggesting a more Pan-African origin story. And it goes back even further. In Chad, the discovery of Sahelanthropus caudensis, dating back a staggering 7.2 million years, reinforces that Africa is truly the cradle of humankind. Let's not forget Lucy, the Australopithecus afarensis skeleton found in Ethiopia, dating back 3.2 million years, another crucial piece in the puzzle of human evolution. But Africa's contributions aren't just about ancient bones. What about early technology? The Ngwenya mine in Eswatini offers a compelling example. This isn't some recent discovery, it's an ancient site, dating back approximately 43,200 years. This makes it one of the oldest known mining sites in the world. Long before the rise of European industry, Africans were extracting resources, crafting stone tools, and developing fishing gear. And it wasn't just stone. Evidence suggests that Africans were also pioneers in metallurgy. While the exact dating of specific sites like Nishia is still under investigation, the broader evidence points to iron production in various parts of Africa in early antiquity. East African carbon steel production on the western shores of Lake Victoria, for example, was incredibly sophisticated, rivaling European methods until the mid-19th century. This challenges the outdated notion that Africa remained in a perpetual Stone Age until European contact. Now, let's journey forward in time to the rise of civilizations. When you think of ancient civilizations, does Africa immediately come to mind? If not, it should. Ancient Egypt, or Kemet, was a powerhouse of innovation and culture in Northeast Africa. Its pyramids, hieroglyphs, and complex social structures continue to captivate the world. But Egypt wasn't alone. South of Egypt, in present-day Sudan, lay the kingdom of Kush, also known as Nubia. This civilization rivaled Egypt in power and sophistication, building its own impressive pyramids. In fact, modern Sudan boasts more pyramids than any other country on earth. These ancient kingdoms demonstrate that Africa was a continent of complex societies, thriving long before European colonization. We also must acknowledge Benin, Aksum, Ghana, Mali, Songhai, Great Zimbabwe, and Congo. Of course, no discussion of African history can ignore the devastating impact of the slave trades. Millions of Africans were forcibly taken from their homes and families through the Trans-Saharan, Red Sea, and Indian Ocean slave trades, as well as the transatlantic slave trade. While numbers vary among historians, it's estimated that roughly 14 million were enslaved in Arab and associated networks, and around 12.5 million in the transatlantic trade. These trades had a profound and lasting impact on African societies, disrupting economies, fueling conflict, and reshaping demographics. This period of history is often glossed over in popular media, but it's essential to understanding the challenges facing Africa today. But the narrative of African history isn't just one of suffering. It's also a story of incredible resilience and resistance. The Battle of Adwa in 1896 stands as a testament to this spirit. Emperor Menelik II led Ethiopian forces to a stunning victory against Italy, preserving Ethiopia's independence. This makes Ethiopia one of the only African states never fully colonized by a European power. Adwa became a symbol of African resistance to imperialism, inspiring movements for independence across the continent and the diaspora. It underscores the agency and determination of African peoples in shaping their own destinies. The story of Shaka Zulu and the Zulu Kingdom presents another example of African innovation and power. In the early 19th century, Shaka transformed military organization in southern Africa. His new tactics and strategies revolutionized warfare, leading to the expansion of the Zulu Kingdom and influencing regional politics for decades to come. The legacy of these pre-colonial states and acts of resistance continues to resonate in modern Africa. Many modern African nations draw on the history of their pre-colonial kingdoms as a source of national pride and identity. Think of references to Egypt, Ethiopia, Mali, Benin, and Great Zimbabwe. The memory of Adwa remains central to Ethiopian nationalism and Pan-African thought. The scientific consensus on the African origin of humanity supports contemporary African claims to a central place in world heritage. Now, it's crucial to address some controversies and often suppressed aspects of this history. The statement that only Ethiopia was never colonized needs some nuance. While Ethiopia successfully resisted full colonization, it did experience Italian occupation from 1936 to 1941. The claim is still used to highlight its unique resistance to permanent colonization, but it's important to acknowledge this period of occupation. Similarly, claims about ancient Egypt Kemet are politically and academically contested, especially when framed in racialized terms. The undeniable fact is that Egypt was an African civilization, but specific modern identity claims are debated. The number of Africans enslaved in the Arab, Trans-Saharan, Red Sea, and Indian Ocean trades is also a subject of ongoing research and debate. While estimates exist, the exact figures are difficult to ascertain due to incomplete records. Finally, popular history has often underrepresented pre-colonial African technology. Older textbooks often emphasized colonial narratives. Africa's history is not a static narrative of colonialism and suffering. It's a dynamic story of innovation, resistance, and resilience, stretching back to the very origins of humankind. It is a history that deserves to be told, celebrated, and understood. So, the next time someone asks you about Africa, remember the incredible depth and complexity of its past. Remember Jebel Irhoud, the Ngwenya mine, the Pyramid of Kush, the Battle of Adwa, and the legacy of Shaka Zulu. Africa's history is world history, and it's time we gave it the recognition it deserves. What aspect of African history surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below.